In this video, we are going to be looking at unions, intersections, and complements involving three sets. Okay, so in this problem we have sets A, B, and C are subsets of the universal set. Okay, so the universal set is all the numbers we have, which if we look at it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's all the elements we have in this problem. Okay, and A are subsets of those. So A contains 1, 2, 6, 7, B contains 6, 7, 8, 9, and C contains 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. Okay, the question we're asked is find A, this is intersect, so A intersect this stuff, and this stuff here is B union C complement. Okay, so this is a lot, but if we break it down into smaller steps, it's not too bad. Okay, so we know what A is because it's given up here. So the first thing I need to try to figure out is what is B union C complement. And I can't figure that out until I figure out what B union C is. Okay, so let's start by figuring out what B union C is. So we go to B and C. Remember, union means anything that shows up at all, we write it down, but we don't write anything down twice, even if it shows up twice. Okay, so we look at this, and I'm going to try to put it in numerical order. So we have a 2, a 3, 5. The 6 shows up twice, doesn't matter. Still just going to write it down once. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that is B union C. That's almost everything. It's missing, I believe, a 1 and a 4 here. Okay, so if I ask what is B union C complement, remember the complement is the opposite. So it's everything that's not in here, but is still in the universal set. So like I said, there's only 2 items missing here that aren't already in the universal set. The 1 is missing and the 4 is missing. So the opposite of B union C, which is the complement, is 1, 4. So all the things that are not included in this. Okay, so now we know B union C complement. That's this thing. So that's the second part. We know what that is. And it's asking us to intersect A with that. So A intersect what we just found here. Okay, remember that A is this. I'll write it down here so we can see it a little easier. 1, 2, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm looking at this and this, and remember we're unioning, or we're intersecting these. That's what's in between here, right? It's the intersect, which means it has to show up twice in order for us to write this down up here. Okay, so what shows up twice? It looks like just that 1. This is the only thing that showed up twice. So the intersection of this B union C complement and A, the only thing that shows up twice is the 1. So my answer here in roster form is 1. That's the only element that exists in A intersect B union C complement. Okay, let's look at the second problem. Okay, so we've got the universal set contains F, G, H, P, Q, R, X, Y, Z. And then A, B, and C are all subsets of that that contain various elements that are also in U. It's asking us to find C intersect B complement union A. Okay, so again, that's a lot, but we can break it down. We know what C is and we know what A is. We don't know what B complement is. So let's write that down first. What is B complement? And that'll be everything that's in here, U, that's not already in B. So it's the opposite of B. So we're not going to write down the G, the H, the Q, the X, or the Y. Everything else that's up here, I'm going to write it down, just not those 5 things there. Okay, so that will contain, let's see, F, P, R, and Z. Okay, so that is B complement. That's the opposite of B. Notice there should be no overlap. I should not have written anything down here that was in B. So in B we had G, H, Q, X, Y. None of those are here. Okay, so this is the opposite of B, B complement. Okay, now that I know the opposite of B, I can union that with A. That's what this is supposed to be. So let's write down A real quick. So that is F, G, P, Q. Okay, so B complement union A is the union of these two things. Okay, so we're unioning these together, B complement and A. So that means if it shows up at all, we're going to write it down. But even if it shows up twice, we'll still only write it once. So the F shows up twice. Let's write it once. We have a P. We have a G. The P showed up twice. We have an R. Oops. We have a Q. And we have a Z. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. The only elements that showed up twice were the F's, which we wrote, and the P's, which we wrote. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we have the right number of elements, and this is R. Sorry about the bad writing there. Okay, so that is B complement union A. So we're almost done. We just need to intersect that with C. Let's write down C real quick. So it's P, Q, X, Y, Z. Okay, so I hate writing these little squiggly lines. I'm not any good at it. All right, so we intersect these two, which means that we only write it down as our final answer if it shows up in both. So let's mark the things that show up in both. The P's. Okay, so there we go. Let's write P. What else? There's a G in both? No, there's a Q. Q is in both. Okay, so we'll write it down. What else? A Z, it looks like. Okay, anything else? We have F, that's not down here. G is not down here. R is not down here. X is not up here, and Y is not up here. So this is it. P, Q, Z. And that's our final answer.